Now, talking about everything that's going on right now for CS2 investing, the first thing we gotta bring up is that case market. It's been going absolutely bazonkers. It's going up significantly more than I think anyone's expected in this current time period. Now, if we want to talk about these rare cases, a lot of them really haven't been seeing a ton of growth over the past 1 year, but when we zoom into what we're seeing over the past month, we're seeing nearly the exact same growth we saw over the past year in the past month. It's absolutely crazy, and the fact is, it doesn't really have a specific event that's gone ahead and triggered this. Overall, we're just seeing a lot more interest inside this area, and I think it's honestly something that was long overdue for this specifically. The best part about it is it's not just exclusive to one area or another. We're not just seeing it with the cheaper rare cases, we're also seeing it with the more expensive rare cases, something like your gammas, your spectrums, your revolvers, all of these cases that we traditionally talk about being a little bit more expensive, a little bit harder to move, honestly speaking. Even the chromas, they have all gone and seen this nearly identical growth. It's absolutely crazy that the fact is they have just all started to move at this current level, and honestly, it's a really good thing when we're talking about the case market. People are really interested in this specifically right now, which is absolutely amazing for investors. SkinSwap just went ahead and dropped their biggest update ever. Not only are they sponsoring you with that top link in the description, but they're also introducing backpacks, allowing you to buy any item on the site and it's going to be personally held for you. Their trading feature is often told to be the best in the business, offering near instant trades, taking under 30 seconds right now. And their selling feature is instant as well, offering PayPal, crypto, and tons of different options if you're looking to get your money this second. And finally, they've always got that 40% deposit bonus if you're looking to pick up some brand new skins, so try them out today. There's no reason not to. Now, getting to the thing that everyone is worried about right now is obviously got to be this tweet by Valve right here, talking about how there is going to be no Vertigo at the next major. Instead, it's going to be Trade. Now, there's a lot of implications that come with this. First off, I want to reference the Dust 2 souvenir package. This is because this is the most recent one to get removed that had a covert skin inside of it, and we can see the after effects of what happened. Honestly, they shot up significantly more in price just because they did have that gold arabesque. The M4A1S Imminent Danger is something that I actually personally pulled when it was coming out with Operation Riptide, and the truth is the demand is not the same. So I don't want to see too much comparison between the two because they're not equivalent skins at the top, and that's where the most demand is concentrated. Now, with that being said, should you be investing into the Vertigo souvenir packages? Honestly, I think there's a lot more upside than there is downside. When we're being completely honest, all souvenir packages tend to fall up significantly after the actual major that they're in is done, and therefore when we're talking about the Vertigo souvenir package, I expect it to be nearly identical in this aspect, other than the fact that there's a lot of investors looking at it because they want to make significant profit. I just don't think that's a strong possibility inside of this area, but I definitely think if we're looking at all the souvenir packages, Vertigo is probably going to be your best bet if you're trying not to go Mirage. Mirage is one that's come up at every just because it's so consistently unboxed. Vertigo is probably going to be the next best contender here because it's going to be obviously discontinued. I don't think you're going to be able to make some massive profit off of it because if you want to even look at the old Vertigo souvenir packages, the one before it got its new collection, they shot up in price and then they dropped down and they really haven't seen any interest at all. It's something I would say that's relatively common in the souvenir package investing space, but I would say it's probably your best opportunity. Now, one thing a lot of people are also bringing up is the 2021 Train collection. Now, obviously with Train returning to the game with the Austin Major, it's going to be a for certain thing that we're going to be getting a souvenir package to come along with it, but we got to look at the 2021 Train collection. That's because this one is the most unique collection we have seen in a significant amount of time for one reason. There's no light blues and there's no grays. This is literally just like a case where it's got your blues, your purples, your pinks, your reds. And that's because if we want to look at Riptide, it was actually a collection where you could buy specific skins. You bought the collection that you wanted, or rather the rarity. And therefore, when we're talking about this, I think it's very likely we're going to be seeing another Train collection rather than the 2021 Train collection. It could be coming in a week with the Armory. We'll talk about that in a quick second. Overall, though, I definitely would say if you want to invest in the 2021 Train collection, please feel free to do so. It's a discontinued collection. It's only going to be going up in value theoretically as skins are used in trade-ups, but it's not going to have a strong impact because of what we're seeing here for the Train collection inside of the major aspect, in my personal opinion. Now, getting to the other thing a lot of people are really interested in right now, we're going to be breaking down everything around the Armory, and honestly, if there's a likelihood that we're going to be getting a lot of new things. First up, we got to talk about the Gallery case, because the Gallery case has been going up significantly over the past week or two, and it's almost directly due to the fact that the limited edition item is going to be removed in just around a week. I think a lot of people are looking at the Gallery case, realizing what we've seen previously when we're talking about the Riptide, the Operation Broken Fang, and the Shattered Web cases, and how much profit they have created over their longevity lifetime. But when we're talking about the Gallery case, obviously it's a little bit different. We don't know if it's going to be sticking around or not. A lot of people really don't want to take that risk, and that's why we're seeing the price go up in the short term here. It's not something I expect to honestly get removed. I think it's going to be there for quite a while, but it's a possibility, and honestly, it's not something that a lot of people are trying to miss out on if it does get removed. So going back to the Armory, what do I specifically think is going to get removed from this overall collection that we're seeing right now? Obviously, we got the limited edition Deagle that's going to get replaced replaced with something most likely, I think it's very likely we're going to be seeing another heat-treated skin because those turned out very well for Valve. If we want to look at how many were bought at $10 a piece, this thing has generated over $4 million directly for Valve. I mean, this is not money that's going to be going away. It's not money that Valve had to do anything for, and they're not having to give it away like a normal case where they have to pay out percentages of what they make. This is just one skin. That's absolutely crazy that they made that much money off of this. And we're talking about the rest of these items. I don't think that they're going to get removed just because I don't think Valve has a ton of content to replace them with. Obviously, we just talked about a new train collection. I think it's very likely we're going to be seeing that, but the first time we're going to be seeing that is with souvenir packages. I think it's very likely that Valve is going to do that with the souvenir packages and then potentially pull it into the Armory here to make even more profit. They've learned that this is the strategy that's most beneficial for them is souvenir packages first. Those are $3 a piece, and you've got a 1 in 4,000 chance if we're looking at normal odds, or 1 in about 800 if we're looking at these new Armory odds. It's a lot of money for Valve, and I don't think they're going to pass that up, especially when they can later come back to the Armory, get $1.60 per on these items. Now, talking about everything we're talking about for Shanghai, if we want to look at it, we still have not seen the sale yet, and I think this is something that we're getting relatively close to coming around, but people are just overall not interested in this at all. I mean, if we want to look at the ROIs, they're sitting extremely low. We're looking at about a 40% maximum, which would turn out to be about 160% after the sale is immediately released, but you got to remember you had to take a week to sell your items. Honestly, the margin on this has dropped significantly more than I thought it was going to be. We're talking about the capsules and the specific stickers. People are just not interested once again. Application rates are abysmally low, and overall, I don't think anyone is really in a position that we're going to be seeing Shanghai in a really profitable light. People are not interested overall, and that's not a good method if you're trying to make profit with investing. The one mistake I'm seeing way too much of right now, in my personal opinion, is a lot of people are putting way too much weight on the active duty cases. I want to make a very strong emphasis that right now, active duty cases are in a little bit of an interesting position. That's because if we want to look at unboxing numbers, the majority of this is concentrated on those active duty cases, but if we want to look at the player numbers, we're seeing a significantly very high player count compared to what we usually see, which is a good thing. But if we want to look at the overall unboxing terms, we're seeing a very low number, and this is culminated into a lot of different things. The biggest one is going to be the fact that people are really confident about investing into active duty cases. I think right now it's a very volatile time, and not a lot of people are really recognizing that. The fact that an active duty case that people are trying to look at is $2 is absolutely insane, and I don't think there's an investment opportunity there. If you want to invest into it, that's fine, but it's going to be a lot more gambling than anything investing related. People have this notion that just because they're buying something for the long term makes it an investment. No, you have to have strong fundamentals for it to be an investment. This is gambling at the end of the day. Lastly, I also personally made a mistake. In my previous video, I have $50 to make an investment, and I specifically chose out one sticker. I should not have done this. It's something I know not to do, and obviously the sticker has now pumped. Please do not buy it. I'm not buying any more of them. I just have the 100 from the series. I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to hold on to them, but please don't buy them. It's obviously my mistake. At the end of the day, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.